Hello, we're back with another film review. Today, I have the pleasure of reviewing Supergirl. I saw this film the other day, and man, at a fan screening. So I wasn't sure about the review embargo because, like, if you see a film early, like if you let's say you see Supergirl on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, am I allowed to review it that day, or do I have to wait till like Thursday when the previews are in? But I don't know. But I'm reviewing this film today. And I want to talk about things that I loved about the film, things that I didn't like. So what I loved about the film is, first off, what is this film, Supergirl? So we saw Superman last year, right? We all saw Superman last year. Okay, good. Supergirl tells the origin story of Supergirl, but it is also a coming of age story as we partner with her as she goes on her journey to save Crypto. If you've seen any trailer or any marketing for this film, you know that Crypto is incapacitated, but you don't know why, right? But the main villain of the film, this is all the things that you can gather from the trailer, is like, main villain of the film, he hurts Crypto, and that she goes on this journey where she tries to find a cure for Crypto. And as she is through this journey, it seems like she struggles with alcoholism, deals with for vulnerability, but the real message for this film for me is how she deals with survivor guilt. That's what really struck home for me, because especially the way that this film, like, granted, what anyone says about this film, like, you can have your opinions, but the way that they describe or give a narrative for Krypton, and how that world it got did away with, or how it got ultimately destroyed, is masterful. Maybe I haven't read enough comments, but it was the best explanation ever given to describe Krypton, what happened, why those people stayed there, and why did they let other people go. Because at first, even if you look at the mythos, you're like, I don't understand why did they do that? You know, like, if you knew, like, especially when you think about Man of Steel and those other ones, like, they knew, like, the world would eventually fade and the world isn't. So it did in those Superman films, it played it on the ignorance. Like, yes, we're doing things that could potentially destroy the environment, much like today with fossil fuels and stuff. But, like, people just didn't care and they just kept doing it, right? But with Krypton, it's like people were more aware. They were trying to do things to stop it, but because of some type of infection, it's like they couldn't prevent the inevitable. So, like, if I can't prevent the inevitable, at least let me save those who I can't. So, like, horror being one of them. So the film does definitely a better job of explaining that than I do. And for that, like, that definitely is something that will stay with me within the mythos. The Kryptonians definitely look different than they did in Superman. I don't know if that's a continuity issue, or maybe I'm going to re-see this film after this, but maybe it's something a little bit different. Now, I will like to say the combat in this film, like, if you're looking for a film that has action and, like, non-stop action, stuff like that, there is action, but it takes a back seat to this because it is a story-driven film and it's a narrative. I'm not saying there isn't action, but it doesn't focuses on that. Like, I don't know if this was the director's intention or not, but there's, like, no segment where, like, it's an elongated fight scene or that you see everything that happens. Not saying we're getting the moonlight treatment in the fight scenes, but it's definitely, by moonlight treatment, I mean, like, a fight's about to happen and then it just happens off screen, right? But, like, it doesn't slow anything down. In case you're not familiar with it, Supergirl has superior strength. She has speed and everything. And every fight that she has within the context of the film, granted she doesn't have a weakness, is very comic book accurate. So it's very fast paced. If you blink, you'll miss it type of ordeal, because, like, she's not. I would hate if somebody ever used the term Mary Sue, because she's not that. She's just that good. She's just him or her. She's just her. Her-thy. She's just like that. She's just like that. She cold. And she doesn't fuck around. Like, Superman, you got to think about it. He holds back. It's not that Kara is strong as Superman. It's just Superman, he's the Boy Scout. He want to see the good in nature. People stuff like that. Kara don't take no bullshit. When it's time to go, She clapping. She clapping. She putting belt to ass every time. She's not slowing down. So like in this film, at first I'm like, damn, this kind of whack. They could have like slowed down like the fight scenes and stuff. But then I realized like if they really boxing like that, nobody touching her for real. Nobody touching her for real. Now she does have like times within the film where like she's weak, and it's explained very, very well when she goes between like different solar systems and things of that nature. But I did like this film. I did like this. I did enjoy it. And I would like to say that it makes me want to see Superman even more or rewatch that film because of like now understanding that backstory. Now, as far as like the Supergirl as a character and the actress, I didn't really buy into it at certain aspects of it. But I think I would have to rewatch this. I would have to rewatch this. I know that's not what you guys want, but this is definitely a film that I left out of the theater appreciating what they did with Krypton and the explanation of that, but then also the explanation of her abilities, and it didn't feel like a MacGuffin. And I really enjoyed that aspect of the film. But when I did leave the theater, I did see the initial audience reactions, and that's contrary to what I saw. And I do enjoy the film. I can't emphasize it much. I enjoy this film. I can't help it. I love it. But if we're doing the rating of don't watch this shit, watch it and buy, it isn't one that I'll buy. It isn't one that I buy. Superman is definitely a superior film because he has a consistent character throughout. But then it also does a better way of handling those action sequences, because like I feel like this film, and it's not a bad thing, but I feel like they just included that for the sake of fighting. Like it doesn't focuses on those aspects of action, right? But it's like it's there, but we don't care about it. We want to get back to the story. So if you don't buy into the narrative that Supergirl has, and you wanted her to see all these like using her abilities and doing all this cool shit, then I can see how someone may not like the film if they were just so focused on the action, right? But for me, in understanding her story arc from the beginning to end, because I do see that there's characters growth, right? I like the explanation of Krypton, but then I also like how Kara herself is mirroring herself in like her companion or the person that's also alongside her on this journey as they delve into this conversation of survivor's guilt. And what does that look like, and what does that leave with the people behind, and like how do we continue our mission even though our family isn't there? So in that retrospect, I can identify with that, and I can relate to Kara. I can relate to that young lady's name. The other one, I don't know her name, and for that, it makes the film for me. But I do say that there are some things that need to be worked on, but it does encourage me. It makes me want to rewatch Superman, get a different interpretation, and then also see this film. So even though it's not one I buy, I do recommend that you see it, but have those expectations low, especially if you like, there are action sequences, but again, remember, she's Supergirl. She is not holding back. She's gonna put a motherfucker in the dirt, okay? If you understand that, then I think you have a great time. I talked a lot about this film. Leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts? Have you seen Supergirl? Are you going to see this Supergirl? Let me know. Like the video, comment, subscribe. You already made it this far. And as always, Jarritos on me. Ciao.